Hey everybody, my name's Ghost, and as you may know, Halo 5 recently got new FFA maps. And I thought I'd give you my initial thoughts after doing my 10 placement matches. Starting off with Seclusion, this map I believe was featured in the Community Slayer playlist, and it's also probably my least favorite of the bunch. Even if it's a nice throwback to Isolation from Halo 3, it doesn't quite feel right. It has a sniper, a fuel rod, and OS. The Ghost has been taken out completely, as has the Hydra, I think that was on there for Slayer. I feel like the fuel rod doesn't really belong, especially since, you know, it got nerfed like 3 years ago or whatever it was. It's not really fun to use anymore. A lot of people just straight up pass it by. Could have probably put maybe a grenade launcher or one of the upgraded variants of fuel rod there, just reduce the ammo. I don't know, just something that's more fun to use than the basic fuel rod. OS feels a little less useful on this map because of how big the map is, how long the sight lines are. People see you coming, they'll just run the other way, or they'll shoot you a few times and run the other way. And also because of the long sight lines and how big the map is, the sniper might have a little bit too much of an advantage. You see someone spawn across the map and you can just pop them immediately, and there's not much cover. At least if they're sitting from like the top, they're looking off to that back rock wall or something. There's also not many movement options or jumps. Looking at a map like Plaza, you know, there's like 3 or 4 different ways to jump up the top gold. There's like 3 or 4 different ways to jump up the top snipe or jump up from bottom mid to top mid. They're all fun, but this map kind of, you know, you got a couple of holes to drop down to bottom mid, or you know, a lift to take you right back up, and that's kind of it. Overall, I'd probably give this map a 2 out of 5. Definitely my least favorite. It's much more suited for team gameplay. Moving on to Echelon, this map has camo and a sniper on it. I feel like both of these lend themselves really well to how the map flows. There's never a place where a sniper can get too comfy, and the camo, while being very powerful, is kind of always at risk since it's a smaller map, and once they make a play for something, they're vulnerable and they don't have the easiest time of getting away. There's still not a ton of cool movement options on this map, although there are more than Seclusion. There's a few places that let you kind of dance around, like Pizza. You know, if you start getting shot at top Pizza, you can drop down and either move out towards Pelican and go back up the ramp and kind of double back on somebody, or, you know, drop down and jump across that water gap towards the lift. But there's not too many things that you can do that are like, quote, skill jumps, I don't think, at least. But overall, the map was really fun to play. I would say it's probably up there. It's like a 4 out of 5. Next up is Whitesell. There's not too much going on with this map. It's a symmetrical map. It's been in the Slayer playlist for forever now, for a very long time. For free-for-all, it has a scatter shot and a sentinel beam as its power weapons. Which is kind of weird. Sentinel beam's not super useful, and there's also no OS to burn with it, so it's just kind of there, I guess. And I think there's also a plasma pistol sitting somewhere, so there's 2 weapons that rip shields on that map. It's kind of weird. And the scatter shot being on there is alright. It's a scatter shot, you know. And I didn't see how long the scatter shot respawn took, but it never seemed like it was really a problem during my matches. And I actually enjoyed Whitesell as a free-for-all map. I don't like it so much for Slayer, but it was alright for free-for-all. There's a few different spots you can use to like kind of jump out of the map and ground pound back down through that circle window thing that's kind of bottom mid, from top mid to bottom mid. And there's a few different other jumps that you can use, so it's got a little bit more variation to use. So yeah, I enjoyed it. Say that one's like a, what do you say, like a 3 out of 5. It's average. So the last one on the back burner is Furnace. This one is another map that was featured in Community Slayer playlist, and I really enjoyed the aesthetic of this map. It has a sniper, OS, and scattershot on it, all of which feel like they belong on this map, which a lot of the other maps don't really have that. The only other one that did was Echelon. Only real complaint is it's not the smoothest map to kind of move through. You kind of have to wait to find a lift or something to get up to another fight if you hear someone fighting above you. There's not a whole lot of, again, not a whole lot of quote skill jumps to make. And the one match that I got was kind of all over the place, and that could have been because of just like there's a wide skill gap variance in the match that I had, so you just kind of had people sprinting around doing whatever they wanted, and fights were kind of taking places in weird corners and weird spots, so that kind of affected how my match went. We'll see in the future if it kind of smooths out and there's more areas where just kind of evens out and the flow makes more sense. But the game I played, it was kind of all over the place. But I still really enjoyed the map. I think it looks cool. All the weapons feel like they belong there. The sniper never feels like it's dominating the map. Neither does Scattershot or the OS. So yeah, I'd say it's probably like a 4 out of 5. It's up there with Echelon for me. So do you guys agree with me? Which ones are your favorites? Do you even like any of them? I know a lot of people seem to really disagree with 343 adding maps to free-for-all. I think it's a good move for the most part. It's a little bit of a refresh. At least it's not something like, Molten only H5BR starts. That would be that'd be something.